Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's reading vlog, we are talking summer. I thought it would be fun to read books with the word summer in their title. That is what we're doing. We were only going to be reading books that say summer somewhere in the title. So the first book that I am picking up to read is actually on my Kindle. It is on Kindle Unlimited and it just came out recently. That is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This is my first Megan Quinn book, so I am really excited to give this one a try. This one, from what I know, is about a couple, or it's a fake marriage or fake dating situation, and it's like summer camp vibes. So that's all I really know. And then I also have two other books with the word summer in them that I already own. One is an Ellen Hildebrand book, which I've never read an Ellen Hildebrand book before, so this will be my first one. Lots of firsts this vlog. But this one is Summer of '69. This is actually my mom's book, and she is letting me borrow it because she thinks I will enjoy it. But I've heard so many great things about Ellen Hildebrand and her writing, so I'm excited to give her a try. And then the other one that I have is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I read This Summer Will Be Different last summer and really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to give this one a chance. And I do really want to read One Golden Summer this summer as well, but I've heard that you should read this one first because the male main character from One Golden Summer is in this book as like a side character, so we are going to be reading this one first. I have a couple options on my NetGalley as well. I have a book called The Summer You Were Mine that I could read, and then I also have one called The Summer That Changed Everything. That's an audiobook, so I'll probably listen to that one in this video. I don't know if I'll get to The Summer You Were Mine because I have to read it not, it's a physical book and I have other physical books I would rather read, so that is the plan for this reading vlog, but I hope you enjoy and let's get reading. So before I go to the gym, I wanted to quickly hop on and talk about Till Summer Do You Part because I realized I have not really talked about it. I've mostly been reading it either at the gym while I'm on the treadmill or right before I go to bed. So I just haven't been able to show much of me reading it. I'm already 43% of the way through and I'm on page 201 of 459. It says on here, but I am honestly having mixed feelings on it. When I first started, I was really enjoying it. So it follows our main character who moves to New York fresh after her divorce and to start like this new life, and she has this new job, and at this job literally every single person is happily married and they all talk about their marriage and their relationships and stuff, and the main character ends up letting it slip that she's married when she's not, that they're having marriage problems, and her boss's husband is a well-renowned couples therapist, so she sets a therapist session up for the main character and her non-existent husband. So her best friend's brother ends up stepping in and pretending to be her husband for this couples therapy session, but then it turns into a 8-day long couples retreat type thing. And so it's like a fake marriage trope, and I really enjoy fake marriage / fake dating tropes, so I was really enjoying that from the beginning. But when now that they've gotten to the camp, I'm just not enjoying it as much as I was at the beginning, because it's like personally, for me, I am not the biggest fan of spice in books. I will skip over it. Just personal preference. You know, to each their own. I don't care if you read spice or not, but for me personally, I just skip over it. And so far it hasn't been spicy. I know it will get spicy because my friend who's already read it told me that, so I'm prepared for that. But even though it's not spicy already, it's still very heavily reliant on sex, if that makes sense. It's like their cabin is full of toys and stuff like that, and handcuffs on the bed, and the main character is like not happy that that's what their cabin is like, but it's just like a topic that is heavily discussed throughout this whole book so far, especially like at the camp and stuff. So once that started to amp up and get more introduced, it's just like my excitement for the book has gone down, and as I'm reading, I'm like not as invested. When it gets to the points where they're like fake bantering and fake bickering back and forth, and like they're doing their therapy sessions, like that part is really interesting to me. But the parts where it's focused on or talking about the other side of things, I'm just like not invested. So we'll see how it ends up going, but that is where I'm at. I wanted to give this update because I'm about to go to the gym, so I'm probably about to read some more, and I realized I have not talked about it at all, so wanted to give my 2 cents so far. We will see. Also, isn't my new Kindle case so cute? I love her. But we're just gonna keep reading and see where it goes from here. Okay, so I have a little bit of a reading update for you. I did end up finishing Till Summer Do Us Part, and I did not like it as much as I would have hoped to like it. It was quite a bit spicier than Luna. Sorry if the camera shakes. My dog just jumped up onto the couch, and you are sitting on my couch. So anyway, it was spicier than I normally read, and so I found myself having to skip a lot. But overall it was okay. Like, the story was still interesting, but I do feel like a big part of their relationship is about the sex, which is fine, but I personally would like to read some about more than just that. And so I feel like that was a big part of their relationship, and I just did not enjoy that part of it that much. So I think I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. When I first started reading it, it felt like it was going to end up being a like 4.5 star, because I was really enjoying it at first with the whole fake marriage and the banter and all that stuff. I was really enjoying that whole aspect of it. But then you brought in all the other things and it just went away from me for quite a bit because, like I said, I had to end up skipping through a lot of chapters, which normally I just don't read books as spicy as this most of the time. So that was different, and because of that, I'm giving it a 3.5. Like, I still enjoyed the story, so yes. There is my reading update for you. I don't know when I'm picking up the next book in this video because I am currently reading a physical book for a different reading vlog, and I want to finish that physical book before I get into the next one for this reading vlog. So it will probably be like a week or so until I pick up the next one, but I'll let you know what that is when I pick it. So I have a little bit of a reading update for you, so I thought I would hop on and just tell you the book that I started. I started the audiobook for the next book in this vlog, and it is called The Summer That Changed Everything. This is what it looks like. I don't know how far I am into it. Let's see if it will tell me. I'm 32% through it, so I got a good chunk of it listened to today, and it's honestly very interesting. It was not what I was expecting because it has the word summer in it. I was just expecting, you know, a classic summer romance, but it's actually like a murder mystery, which is very fun. I didn't know anything about it or like really read much about it because I got it from NetGalley. So yeah, but basically our female main characters, it starts off, her dad is convicted of murdering 3 different people, this elderly couple and then this girl her age from her school. And she ends up, once he goes to prison, she has no one else in her family, so she sells all of their belongings and gets a little van and leaves and changes her last name. And it's fast forwards like 10 years later, she comes back to the small town that she grew up in because she is convinced that her father did not kill the girl her age. She is convinced that he did in fact kill the elderly couple, but she doesn't think that he killed the girl from her class. So she is now going to try to prove that her father did not kill this girl. So it is really interesting, and you do get the point of view of multiple different people. You get the point of view of her, you get the point of view of her boyfriend from the time that her dad was convicted, and then you also get the point of view of someone else's like sister in this story. But it is really interesting so far, and I'm really intrigued and want to know what happens, and it was just different than I thought it was going to be, but it's so fun. So I am excited to keep reading this one, but I wanted to give you my first initial thoughts and what the book was about. I am really enjoying the multiple point of view, and I'm excited to see where the story goes. Everyone from the town hates that she's back because they all believe that her dad killed this teenage girl, and they believe that he killed her for for the daughter because of teenage drama. The girl that ended up being killed was after the main girl's boyfriend, and so they think that her dad killed her so that she didn't have the competition with her boyfriend, I guess. I don't know. Teenage drama, we'll see. But I am very interested to see who actually ended up killing this girl, because either we're going to find out that it was in fact the dad, or it was someone completely else. It was a completely other person and they've gotten away with murder. I'm further into my audiobook, so I thought I would give you another update. I am going to try to finish it today, honestly. I am 77% through. Today's Wednesday and I am leaving on Friday to go on a little staycation with my husband for his birthday because his birthday's on Sunday. So I need to pack, and I figured I would listen to my audiobook while I'm packing, and then also while I'm doing like dishes and just getting things ready for us to leave. So I figured I would just hop on here and tell you a little bit more of my thoughts and also film me packing so that there's a little bit of footage of me actually listening to this book, but I am really enjoying it. It is really interesting and a lot of new things keep coming out, like new information, and just you may have, like, I have a very, very, very strong idea of who was the murderer for the teenager, but you're also, like, things are coming out that's making me question if her dad ended up actually killing the other two people that you were pretty sure he did at the beginning. So I'm very interested to see if he becomes innocent of all three murders by the end of the book, or if he'll still be convicted of the other two, but we'll find out more information about the teenager. I don't know, we'll find out, but I am really enjoying the book, so I'm gonna keep listening while I start packing for my staycation. Luna. Luna. Come here. You're so cute. Sorry if the lighting is atrocious in here. Apartment living. What are you gonna do? Pajamas, shorts. I'm gonna bring 2 swimsuits, just in case. Okay, so the next book that we are going to be reading in this video is Every Summer After. I have only read one other book by Carly Fortune, and it was This Summer Will Be Different, and I did enjoy it. I like brothers or best friends brother tropes, so I enjoyed it. And I really want to read her new book, One Golden Summer, but I've heard that you need to read this one first. So we're going to read this one first. Not that you have to, but that you should read this one first. That is what I am going to be doing. I haven't started it yet, so I don't really know what this one is about. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right, says on the back. So, very intrigued and interested to see what this one is about and if I like it. So I am going to the salon today because I have work, and I'm going to bring it with me to read in between my clients if I have the time to read in between clients. So we'll be starting it at the salon today and going from there. I'm using my cute little charcuterie bookmark that I got in Flagstaff. So I haven't really given you an update at all since I've been reading it. I don't even think I've given you first impressions, but I'm over halfway done. Yes, I did get some water. My nephew's water spilt in my bag. So yes, there is some water damage, but I am over halfway done at this point. And I still have not given you any first impressions, first thoughts, or anything, so I am going to do that now. I am really enjoying it. I'm loving the way that it's written. It's going back and forth, so it follows Persephone as she is an adult and when she's a teenager. And when she's a teenager, her parents buy a lake house. They live in Canada. Her parents buy a lake house for them to spend the summers at and like the holidays, but mainly the summers. They buy it because she was being bullied at school, so they want her away from the city in Toronto and to this lake house. But little do they know that the next door neighbors are year-round residents, and it is a single mom with 2 sons. One is Persephone's age, the other is a couple years older. So it starts out with Persephone being an adult, and the older brother calls her and tells her that Sue, his mom, has passed away and that the funeral is on like Friday or something, and he thinks that she deserves to know even though they have not talked, she has not talked to this family for 12 years. So she decides to go back to this lake town and attend the funeral. But then she's also obviously seeing these 2 boys for the first time in 12 years, and one of them was like her best friend turned more than best friend, I think. So you're going back and forth, but then like the last time they saw each other, there was this really big fallout. Something crazy happened, but you don't know what happened. And so you are getting the present day timeline where she's reconnecting with Sam and Charlie, but then you're also getting the past timeline, seeing what all of her summers were like. So it's going back and forth every chapter, and the chapters are kind of long. I am really enjoying how it's written and getting to see both sides of Sam and Persephone and seeing how their friendship has blossomed. And I am very intrigued to see how the rest of it plays out. They're currently in present day. They are currently at the day of the funeral. So I am curious what's going to happen after that fact. And I am really, really curious to know what the big major not plot twist, but the big major incident that happened that caused their falling out. I'm really enjoying it. I just wanted to give a little update because I don't think I've given one, and I don't know if I'll give another one before the end of the books. I have some reading updates for you. I literally just finished Every Summer After 30 seconds ago. So I thought I would get my camera out, give you my first thoughts on finishing, and I think I'm gonna land on a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I loved the way that she wrote it, going back and forth between the two different timelines. And I will say I was a little shocked. Kind of. I was like half shocked at what happened in the past that kind of made them fall apart. I guessed what it was, but I didn't guess who it was with. If that makes sense without reading it, or if you've read it then you know what I'm talking about. But overall I really enjoyed it, and I'm giving it 4 stars. So now for the next and last book that we're reading in this video. It's of course another one with the word summer in the title, because that's what this video is. But we are going to be reading my first Ellen Hildebrand book. I have never read a book by her, but I see so many people rave about her and her writing, and it's like the perfect summer read. So we will be reading Summer of '69 by Ellen Hildebrand. I don't really know what this one's about. My mom gave it to me because she knew that I wanted to read an Ellen Hildebrand book, and she had this one and thought that I would enjoy it out of all of her books. So she gave it to me to borrow from her collection, so that way I can read it, because she thinks it's the one that I'm going to enjoy the most, at least for my first time reading. So I have no idea what it's about. I'm going to do a quick read of the back to see if I can give you a little bit of an idea. I guess we could read it together. There's the little blurb at the top and then the actual paragraph. So the little blurb says, 4 siblings experienced the drama, intrigue, and upheaval of a summer when everything changed. Welcome to the most tumultuous summer of the 20th century. It's 1969, and for the Levine family, the times are a-changin'. Every year, the children have looked forward to spending the summer at their grandmother's historic home in downtown Nantucket. But like so much else in America, this year nothing is the same. Blair, the eldest sister, is marooned in Boston, pregnant with twins and unable to travel. I'm a twin. I love books with twins. Middle sister Kirby, caught up in the thrilling vortex of civil rights protests and determined to be independent, takes a summer job in Martha's Vineyard. Beloved son Tiger is an infantry soldier recently deployed to Vietnam. 13-year-old Jessie suddenly feels like an only child, stranded in the house with her out-of-touch grandmother and her worried mother, each of them hiding a troubling secret. As the summer heats up, Ted Kennedy sinks a car on Chappaquiddick. Man flies to the moon, and Jessie and her family experience their one dramatic upheaval along with the rest of the country. So I love this because, I don't know, it's a historic book, which I was not expecting. I was expecting a romance, because I think normally her books are romances. If I'm mistaken, please correct me in the comments, but it's a historical fiction, and I love historical fiction. And I've been reading a lot of books set in or around Vietnam recently, which is new for me. Normally my historical fiction is World War II. So I am excited to give this one a go. And I will probably be starting this one either sometime within the next couple days. I don't know exactly when, but I want to finish my book that I'm reading on my Kindle first, which is not part of this video. I'm reading Flawless by Elsie Silver, but I am like 70-something% done with that, so I'd like to finish that first before starting this one, but I'm excited! about to read some more before I go to bed. Also, don't mind the crazy lighting. We have ambient lighting over here. So, don't mind the lighting, but we are in bed and I'm going to keep reading. I thought I could give you my first thoughts. I'm on page 65, so not super far in. Also, if the camera just moved, Luna came to say hello. Say hello to them pups. Say hello. The air conditioning just came on, so sorry if you hear it. I'm not shutting it off. Also, my husband is out in the living room playing video games, so if you hear any talking, that is why. But first thoughts on Summer of '69. I am enjoying it so far. I just recently, I'm only on page 65, so I've only recently started to learn about the characters. I haven't gotten very deep into the story yet, but basically it follows a family, and there's a mom named Katie, and then there are 3 sisters and a brother. There are 2 older sisters. One is about to have a baby, and there's another one who is wanting to do some work. She's a college student, and then the brother is in Vietnam. And then the littlest girl, the little sister, is 13, and she's just turning 13. It is currently her birthday, and her family typically go to Nantucket for the summer because her grandma lives on Nantucket, or they have a family house on Nantucket, something like that. They are headed there, except the middle daughter, the one that is the college student that is wanting to work, she is working on Martha's Vineyard for the summer instead of going to Nantucket with the rest of the family. And then obviously the brother is not there because he's in Vietnam. And then Blair, I don't think, is going as well because she's about to have a baby. So I think it's literally just Katie and the youngest daughter, which is, what is her name? Jessie. Katie and Jessie that are going. And then for a certain part of the summer, I think it's only going to be Jessie at the house with the grandma. As of right now, it feels a little slow moving because we're just meeting the characters, but I'm hoping now that we've kind of met the characters, things will start picking up a little bit. But we are just going to be sitting here and reading for a little bit before bed. That was not attractive at all, but hello. I am getting ready to go to the gym. Thought I could give you a tiny bit of an update for Summer of '69. I am really enjoying it. I love that you're following a family, but you're not following the family for just one person's eyes. You're following them. You get to see them all, except for the son. You don't really get to see much about Tiger, but that is also because he is away in Vietnam, and so you don't really get to see him much. But everyone else, you're getting to see their story through their eyes. And so it bounces between the mom and then the 3 daughters. So you get 4 different point of views in here, and I'm really intrigued with everyone's story so far. And you're just like following their lives. There's not any major crazy thing that's happened yet. The craziest thing to happen is probably with Blair, the oldest daughter. We will see how much I can finish it. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it through the next couple days. I don't know how many more reading montages I'll get, but hopefully at least one more. Let's go to the gym and get reading. So I have one final update for you guys. I ended up finishing Summer of 69 last night before I went to bed. So I thought we could talk about it, give my final thoughts, and then wrap up the video. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed getting to see everyone's different point of views. I liked that it followed everyone and not just one character. It followed the whole family, which I personally really enjoyed. And getting to see kind of the secrets that all of them have was really interesting. I guessed the secret of one of the daughters, and then I kind of like half guessed the secret that the mom was holding on to. But it wasn't fully what I thought it was, so that was a good little twist. And I loved the Nantucket atmosphere. I definitely want to read some more of hers. I've heard good things about Hotel Nantucket, so I think I might pick that one up next maybe. But I thought it was fun, good summer read for sure, and I loved the atmosphere of being on Nantucket. So I would definitely recommend this one. So those are my thoughts. Overall, I feel like it was a pretty good reading of all summer books. So I am enthralled in the summer romances, but my heart is set on fall right around the corner. Hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching. And thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I read in this. And give me your thoughts on them. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!